What's going on, everybody? Welcome back to another video on MX bikes. This one is near and dear to my heart because it just so happens to be showcasing a track from one of my really good friends that I am super grateful to have met in the MX bikes community, and that guy's name is ENDO Creations. Now I'm filming this after we did like kind of more of a podcast style like walkthrough of the track, and you'll hear ENDO discuss pretty much everything. But I want to say first and foremost, thank you so much to ENDO for taking so much time out of your day to film this with me. I had a blast doing it, and I hope that you guys really enjoy it. Now, I know there's a lot of things that I'm going to re-say here, and you guys are going to be like, oh, I already heard that. But I do know that this is a lot of information that a lot of people don't really get whenever new tracks come out. So I really hope that you guys enjoy this, and I hope you guys go and download this track because it's just absolutely phenomenal. So again, thank you so very much, ENDO Creations. This means the world to me, and I hope that you get the love and respect you deserve. Let's get it. Hey, what's going on, everybody? Welcome back to another video. I have a really special one for you guys today. This one is near and dear to my heart because it's one of my really good friends in the community, and that man is named ENDO Creations. ENDO, why don't you come on in?
Hello, everyone.
What's up, dude? What's up? So, hey, today we are going to be checking out your track, and what I want you to do is just take me for a walk, man. Let's just check this place out. So if you guys don't know, this is called the ENDO Compound. It was just released by ENDO. If you want to follow him, in the top right there is his link, ENDO Creations on Instagram. Go ahead and give him a follow and check out some of his other tracks. He's super sick. So ENDO, dude, take it away, man.
Yeah.
What do you want to do?
Well, why don't we start just right on the Nats track? We'll just start where everybody's going to get to. It's where everybody's going to want to ride first.
Okay, sounds
We'll
good.
roll down this hill.
Sweet.
And I've lined it with track markers. It says 2 tracks so you can know where you're going.
Yes, sir.
Come down here. Right here we have the death because I'm dying. So right here is the start line. Right there's the finish line. So you take an immediate left. We're going to go up and over into the caves.
Right. So I love, right off the beginning, I love how you instantly start off like you rip a hole shot and you go straight into a cave. That is so sick.
Yeah, it's a little dark. I feel bad for anyone with reshade. My bad. My problem. But, you know, the whole point of this was, you know, this track was meant to be my legacy. It was meant to be my stamp on the community of what I appreciate them, they appreciate me, as well as I want them to have something to play for throughout all the updates and patches, because I tried to scale everything to where whether it's a tire patch or anything, you could still go on here on any bike and have fun.
Right. And I did a couple laps with you testing, and I noticed that, like, you said that the 450, it's really good for scrubbing, and that's one thing that I absolutely love about it right off the rip. Obviously, the visuals are amazing, as always, but I love the scrubbability of this track so far, just from the little bit that I've rode it, and as a 450 guy, that's, to me, it's really important to have.
Well, and I wanted it to be to where it's going to bridge the gap. I want people that are, you know, your average rider that maybe don't come home and play every day or anything like that can still come over here and rip. You know, nothing's really all that peaky. Nothing's too sharp or jagged. You know what I'm saying? Like,
right.
It's fine.
Yeah, so
and for the faster riders, they can go and scrub and go as far as they want, or send it, or even link things.
Right, and to kind of go off of that, it's kind of like that last hill that we went up, or kind of went over, where there was like rollers on the backside. There might be some riders that there might be some riders that like kind of just jump and go over the downside and hit those rollers, but like some of the faster dudes, like I was trying to jump to the last roller, and it's all about that timing aspect of it.
Yes,
and I really like that.
I made it as best as I could to where really any skill level of death. All right.
Yeah.
Really any skill level could come on this and play it however they want to.
Right.
So we're gonna line this around. We're gonna come out of the cave, and we're gonna take a left, and we'll go over to the second Nats track.
Okay.
This is a lap around the main Nats track that has everything, like start gates and timing gates, everything like that.
Okay.
So
and then what's like a rough estimate on a lap time, like if you had to ballpark?
So I ran a 142. So I'm going to imagine fast guys are down into the low 30s, maybe even a 29, 28.
Okay.
So it's not a very long Nats track, but I tried to fit a lot into a very small, tight area. Oh, I'm not making it. Oh, I guess I am.
Yes. I mean, I actually came up more short than you did. So what? So okay. So that was the main national track. That's kind of like your spin off of what you would expect to be fun, but somewhat challenging in a way. So what is this one right here?
So this one is actually meant for, yes, like any skill level can ride, but this is actually more tailored towards your newer players. Everything's
Okay.
pretty rolled off. It's got some tables,
Yeah.
but also there are things that are going to prep newer riders for hard things. Like
Right.
there's a few step downs and step ups on this one. You know, we're coming up to this triple that honestly, the only way to get it right is kind of to seat bounce it to land in the pocket.
Yeah. To kind
And
of
so
get up in the air a little bit, so that way you have it, transition to downside.
yeah, this one was meant to bridge the gap when it came to, like, if you're new but you still want to play, and honestly, like, if you want to play with your buddies who maybe are over on the harder nat track and you are just struggling,
Right.
come over here. This one's a little easier. You know, it's not so hard, but
And
it's also fun.
not to mention that pretty much every single jump on this track you can just throw an absolute schmeezer off of if you really wanted
Oh
to.
yeah.
Which is pretty
And
much
then,
what I've been doing the whole time you've been talking. So
well, in this one, this is hard. I just died, but oh, lift.
I died. I was watching you and died. So, okay, so I guess my question is, compared to the main national track and then this one right here, what was your thought process going into building it, I guess? Well, like, so obviously you bridged the gap or whatever, but what gave you the ideas of certain jumps and sections or anything? Was it kind of off the top of the head, or what did you have in mind?
I can actually give you a rundown of kind of everything. So this track was actually more based on a local track I gave up, grew up riding, which was I rode a lot of Milestone, like a lot of Milestone growing up, and they always just had fun jumps, maybe not the biggest jumps, but obviously I had to make it kind of tailored towards the game.
Right.
Now, the main Nats track, that's my version of a tilled Glen Helen. That was, I wanted elevation changes. I want step up, step downs.
Right.
You know, the part where you jump into the corner is my version of where you do the hip before the big triple in the back in Glen Helen.
Right.
It's my envision of Glen Helen.
Okay. I like that, yeah.
And then obviously, because everybody loves a good meme, I also made a third track that goes over the main Nats track that has just the biggest booters.
Nice. So, like, not only does this encompass, the newer riders that are still looking for a challenging track, but something that's a lot of fun, but the fast riders can come out here and try to put down laps on a pretty challenging track, I would say, because of the hills and the elevation. And then you have the guys that like to do free riding and or just kind of break up the game and not always do the serious racing aspect of it, and they can kind of go around and hit some of the booters and have some fun and find transfers.
Exactly. And then there's also a FMX area where it's literally just for throwing the biggest whips and tricks you can, and then as well as a actual like freestyle area that is dedicated to where if you are just working on certain things.
Oh, hell yeah. So this is that one you were talking about that is just big booters that kind of goes around the main
so
nat?
This one is meant to be kind of more of a meme. It's fun, but everything's just big. Everything's overscaled, but also still within scale, if you will.
Yeah. Yeah, I mean, it's like, and I think when we were talking about this before, when I was helping with doing a little bit of just performance testing, that you referenced kind of like an MX versus ATV aspect to parts of this compound. So what did you mean by that? And also dying.
I went for a quad and died.
Yeah.
So I grew up on the original MX Unleashed. I played a lot of it. Well, I shouldn't say grew up on it, because in all reality, I feel, anyone in this kind of day and age. We played, the MX 2002s, the Superflies, everything
Right.
like that.
Yeah.
This is just meant to encompass all the fun aspects of it.
Okay.
There's no way we're gonna clear this bundle.
Yeah, you're not supposed to tell people like how old we are though, you know?
I'm sorry.
Like technically that just gave away our rough ages, and everybody out here is probably gonna cancel us for that. So that's okay. Okay.
Either that or they're gonna be like, all right, nerd.
Nerd, you're still playing games at your age? Yeah, absolutely, and I'm not gonna stop. So
we're gonna take a left underneath the bridge.
Okay.
And we're gonna
I'll let you lead the way.
Yep.
Okay, so real quick before we get to where we're going next, we've checked out the main national.
Yep.
The what would you call that other one with like the big lines, but it's still not crazy?
I'm just gonna call it the meme track. In all reality, it was made because I had room and I said, you know what? There's people that just want big sends. So the big sendy boy track.
Which I love, by the way, because that per our testing endeavors, we threw some gnarly whips together, which I may or may not show a video in here. I don't know if my editing skills are good enough, but I will show you guys possibly one day what that looked like. It was gnarly. And then so we hit the big one that intertwines with the main national track. So let's get into what I think is probably one of the most creative parts of this entire compound. And I'll let you kind of take the lead on that part right here.
All right. So we'll go over, I'm assuming you mean the FMX area.
Yeah, because the lines are endless. And
yeah, this one was kind of a hard one for me. I wanted to keep adding, and then I realized about halfway through it is that if I just kept adding, people are going to get confused where landings are. People are going to get confused where takeoffs are.
Right.
And so I just started going, okay, this place probably had a good another maybe 10 more hits, but none of them really worked. I
overshot it, I believe. I don't know how we're alive. I have to try to backflip. There's no way that just happened. Oh my god. Drop a like for that flip right there. And also drop a like for Endo, because this place is insane so far, and we have not even seen all of it. I mean, look at this. Like right next to me is a little hit right there. You can do transfers. That's sick.
Well, here, we can do this. If people want to know my favorite hit, it's actually a transfer into the FMX area, and then you hit that. So you come right here, flip around,
all right,
and use the berm as a hip. You hip in right here, and then full send it.
I am not making it. I tried really hard.
Can we get a pour out for Raz? He's dead.
Here lies Raz right here.
Yeah,
I mean, this is the place I'd want to go, though. This is where I'd want to go, though. I mean, guys, real quick, I'm just gonna do a quick pan. Look at this place. If I had my MX Bikes funeral anywhere, it'd be right here, because this is freaking amazing. Like that satellite dish in the distance. Come on, dude. That's sick. So, bro, I gotta tell you, man. Like, we have a lot to look at, though. But I'm extremely impressed, and I'm extremely grateful that you decided, which I think is one of the most important things, is that you decided to just give this to the community for free. And I know that you spent a lot of time on this. What is like the rough amount of time? Like, I know you can say hours or days worth or whatever, but like, how many actual days in a row did you actually spend on this track?
I would say in a row, I'm somewhere in the realm of 12 days straight. Like, from start to finish, if you woke up on the first day, stay up for 12 days working until the end. So almost an entire paycheck's worth of work, essentially.
That's insane. Well, I guess that'd be more than that, because technically...
Oh, yeah, because I'm saying if you were working 24 hours a day...
Yeah, that's...
For 12 days.
That's ridiculous. So if... I mean, not too often do we get to hear what goes into the whole, like, what it takes to build these tracks and compounds, especially something of this scale. I mean, I know the map isn't crazy big, but there's a lot to it. Not too often do people realize that, and I want people to understand that I'm a track creator as well, nowhere near the equivalent of Endo, but I think it's safe to say we are working on it. We are working on it. But it's safe to say that something like this should not go unnoticed, and people really need to be grateful that we have people like you that are willing to do something like this, because yeah, we could just put out a normal track, right? And it'd be a decent track, but not much else going on, and it just does not compare to the majority or the mass, I guess, that you just created right here, and it's absolutely insane.
Well, and I really do hope everyone enjoys it, and I could have sold it, and I know that.
Right.
But in the end, and this isn't a slam, literally is not a slam on anyone else that sells their tracks. I appreciate all of them. I respect all of them. They're all great. I just wanted anyone and everyone to be able to play it. That's really
Right.
all my goal was.
Yeah.
Is I just wanted, no matter who it is, if you have an internet connection, you can play it.
Right. And that actually ties into the anyone thing. So you had mentioned earlier when we were kind of just briefly talking about what we like this video and everything, that some people are having a little bit of frame rate issues. You said that that should pretty much be resolved if you just turn 3D grass off.
Yeah, so because there's 3D grass and 3D rocks, just because I was trying to get that little bit of environmental feel when you're riding past, if you turn off 3D grass, and then if you are still having frame rate issues, I would go into and turn off shadows, because if you could turn off shadows and reflections, those caves, there's a lot going on.
Yeah.
So that could also be causing some of your lag.
Right.
So,
right. So, and then
we
before
can take a stroll.
Yeah, and real quick before we do that, and before anybody says anything, it's like, oh, too many trees and stuff. ENDO literally said that they're 2 megabytes for all the trees total on the track.
2 megabytes. And I also lowered the amount of shadow cast on the trees, because that does tank the frame rate.
Right.
All said and done, these trees, I think, were maybe 2.2 megabytes all said and done. Like, it wasn't a lot.
That's nothing. Yeah. So, and if you guys don't really get that reference, like 2 megabytes is absolutely nothing on your computer. That is, you could put
to give perspective, trees on Mintop, my first release, were almost 150 megabytes for trees.
Wow. Yeah, that's crazy. So the fact that you condensed all of that with this amount of trees, and they look great too, which, who'd you say hooked you up with these?
So Kells, he's on TGR. Go look him up. He is Flying Ryan 198 on Instagram.
Very cool. Heck yeah. Well, appreciate Kells hooking you up with that, because it makes this track just look absolutely amazing too, on top of your just amazing designs. So let's take another stroll. We just hit a little little booter freestyle section or whatever that's kind of closer to the spawn. I mean, close-ish to the spawn.
Yep. So, and that area was meant to be like your whip area. It's got a spine, and then we come back here and we're actually where you first spawn in.
Okay.
And right next to it, we're not on the correct bikes, but it don't matter. This is the pit bike track.
Yes. See,
so if you're into pit bike riding, this is where it's at.
Yeah. So I'm a big fan of riding. Like, I like to try tracks backwards and ride when people build compounds that have pit bike tracks. I love trying to ride it on 250s and 450s just to see what lines you can do, and or just I think it just helps. Anybody who wants to actually get better at the game, having a tighter track actually helps you. So
yeah, and you have to, you have so little space that your situational awareness has to be on par.
Right. So this is sweet, and I love the house right there. That is a very cool house. Oh yeah, you are, and I think I mean, I stayed alive. So. And then what I noticed about this track is the random freestyle ramps all around. Obviously, they go somewhere, but it's just little things like that. I play tracks, random tracks, right? And I just try to find transfers off of the normal jumps and land on another jump, whereas on this one, it's endless. So
and there's random hits throughout the entire area. There's a hidden tunnel to tunnel jump. There is over the rock gap, kind of, like I said, like MX versus ATV, trying to bring back. I'm trying to give people that nostalgic feel. I want them to come away from riding it going, you know what, that was fun.
Well, and I 100% think that you nailed it right on the head with that one. It's kind of the very first thing that I even thought of whenever you even just showed me glimpses of this track. I was like, wow, it kind of reminds me of back whenever I was a kid playing games for the first time and ripping around on MX Unleashed in like a freaking monster truck and stuff. You know, it's just so sick.
The biplanes and everything.
It was
All
awesome.
of it's
So
fun.
super sweet.
I guess the last area I could show you. It's a little bit like you have to be kind of wandering to find it. It's back here in the rock quarry. It's a hip. Well, I'm not even gonna call it a hip. It's a quarter pipe. Sometimes you can get it right, sometimes you can't. As well as there's a vert ramp over here. Most people are gonna hit it and go, "You can't hit it." I've landed it. You can. Rough, but you can.
This right here.
Yep,
that's right there. Gnarly. I'm gonna try to hit it real quick, and then we'll wrap this one up a little bit. We did a pretty good walkthrough or whatever, but I'm just gonna try to hit this and just see what happens. I don't know how fast to go, so I'm gonna go third gear, just kind of a little bit on it here.
Sit down, by the way. Sit down. Drop.
Oh, I think I turned up the face, which is not what you're supposed to do.
It is a hard one, but it's doable.
Well, I'm sure there's a lot of dudes out there that are a lot better than me at free ride related things that would be able to do that, and I completely admit that because I'm a racer. Everybody knows that. I just did like a flare almost. That would have been sweet. So,
well, if you want to come over to me, we can end this in the little circle bowl.
Wow.
So this is meant for all your friends to get in and just see who's the slowest at turning.
This is so sick. I could probably, I don't know.
Yep.
How fast can I go? Oh my god, dude, I'm flying. Oh my god. I apologize if I was screaming into my mic right there, but that might have been the most fun I had on the whole track. That's so sick. Okay, all right. Well, Endo, I don't wanna keep you in this video too long. I don't want people to yell at me for having a 30-minute long video, and I apologize for that. But
all good.
We nearly scratched the surface on what is possible here at this track or this compound. And I want to say on behalf of pretty much the whole MX Bikes community, I really appreciate that, and I appreciate you involving me in the testing process. It was an absolute honor, and I'm super stoked that this is out, and it looks better than I expected, and I expected it to look amazing already. So it's freaking awesome. And is there anybody that I know you posted it on the track link below though, but who all helped you out with this?
So the entire slew of track creators. We have Higo, he gave me the backgrounds. We have the entire Earthworks crew, Kells for trees and honestly tons of issues. Shady Wadey, shout out to him so I can actually have some moving things on the track. Yeah, daggum.
Heck yeah.
But if I can give a shout out real quick, I'd like to shout out Cal's, Raz, Red, Fat Muppet, Shady Wadey, Vibin, Logan, and the entire Earthworks crew. Insane for having MXB mods. Thank you very much, Insane. Higo, Cody James, and Jesse, Burrito, and Hunt Claps.
Heck yeah. Well, all those dudes right there making it happen. We appreciate them as well, and we are super thankful that you made this. And if anybody that's watching this video and you made it this far, please go follow Endo on Instagram. That is at @Endo_creations. Give him a follow, show him so much love, and also give him a 5-star review on this track on MX Bikes Mods because it is 100% worth it. And I love it, and I'm just super grateful that you came out with it, and I appreciate you taking the time to kind of give us a little track walk or compound walk here.
Awesome. Thank you all for watching.
If you like this video, please like and subscribe, and we'll see you in the next video.